KBRFradio.com News, I'm Derek Sidian, and this is the weekly news recap brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorial.com, memorials that matter. After 38 days, the U.S. is in the longest shutdown in its history, and because of it, people all over the country are struggling to make ends meet. While millions of Americans are worried about how to keep food on the table, there are people like Jenny Christensen in Fergus Falls that are finding ways to help others in their community. With the support of a team of community members and leaders, Jenny has pulled together the Be a Villager Community Feed-a-Thon, an event where volunteers will be assembling and organizing meal kits, baby food, formula, and other supplies to distribute to those in need. She says she doesn't just want to feed people, but also give them the ability to cook their own home meals.
We're giving them some dignity back because, you can always just give people a box of mac and cheese, but sometimes it's really nice for them to be able to pull a meal together for their family in a pot and then serve it into the bowl.
Jenny is urging people who are struggling to come and get the assistance.
Please, there's no shame. We're all here to help. There's no need to be embarrassed. We want to feed you. We want to help you. We want to be there for you.
The Be a Villager Community Feed-a-Thon will take place on Wednesday, November 12th from 2 to 7 at the YMCA of the Northern Sky. A Fergus Falls woman was killed in a semi-crash between Underwood and Battle Lake Saturday morning. Troopers say that at around 11, a semi driven by a Pura man was heading west on Highway 210 and an SUV was heading east when the SUV drifted into the opposite lane while attempting to negotiate a curve and collided with the semi. The driver of the SUV, 55-year-old Sandra Marie Olson of Fergus Falls, died at the scene. Troopers say she was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the accident. The semi-driver was not injured. 3 juveniles and an adult driver were hospitalized following a crash between Fergus Falls and Underwood Wednesday morning. The Ottertail County Sheriff's Office says it began receiving reports of a motor vehicle crash with injuries in Dane Prairie Township at around 7:30. Deputies determined the adult driver missed a stop sign, causing the vehicle to go off the road and across the intersection before coming to a stop in a farm field. The driver and 3 juvenile passengers were all transported for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. A Pura man made his first court appearance on Monday for injuring a woman when he drove into her apartment building nearly 2 years ago. Ottertail County prosecutors say that on November 16, 2023, 32-year-old Courtney Tyler Hayes crashed into a mailbox, went into a ditch, hit the apartment driveway, and crashed into the apartment building. The victim said she had been doing a Bible study and was sitting with her back to the window when her living room wall exploded. Medical records for the victim reflect that she sustained a buckle fracture in 2 of her ribs and sprained ligaments in her ankles. Court documents say that Hayes admitted to a state trooper that he was texting while driving and that doing so caused the crash. Later in the investigation, however, a search warrant revealed no incoming or outgoing texts from Hayes' phone. Court documents say the sergeant looking over the case noted that in his experience, Hayes' driving conduct was more consistent with impairment-related loss of consciousness or, in more rare cases, a medical emergency. A review of photos from the scene showed a can consistent with an electronic duster, which prosecutors say is commonly known to be abused as an inhalant for huffing. Hayes has been charged with criminal vehicular operation due to negligence while under the influence and criminal vehicular operation due to negligence. The Ottertail County Sheriff's Office is reporting no injuries from a large garage fire in rural Pelican Rapids Tuesday evening. The Sheriff's Office says a state trooper was on a routine patrol around 5:30 when they observed heavy smoke and located a detached garage fully engulfed in flames at a residence north of Dunvilla. The initial fire spread to another detached garage on the property. The Sheriff's Office says the first garage was a total loss and the second garage had moderate damage. A nearby pickup truck and fish house also sustained damage during the fire. The garage fire is believed to have started from a nearby burn barrel that the homeowner was burning garbage in. M-State's Charles Beck Gallery presents The Heart of the Prairie, 4 Muses, 4 Stories, a new art exhibit celebrating the beauty, spirit, and stories of Minnesota's prairie landscape. The exhibit opened on Thursday and continues through January 9th. The Heart of the Prairie features the work of artists Della Conroy, Deb Connolly, Carrie Kolke-Bonk, and Phyllis Juice. A reception with the artists will be held Thursday, November 13th from 2 to 4 in Legacy Hall, with the artists speaking at 2:30. The exhibit is free and open to the public during regular Fergus Falls campus hours. The unofficial results have come in for local school ballot questions that were up for vote during Tuesday's elections. Parker's Prairie School District residents passed both their questions on the ballot. The first asked whether or not to increase its general education revenue by $800 a pupil for the next 10 years, beginning in 2026. That question was passed on a vote of 293 to 231. The second question requested the authorization to issue $5.4 million in school building bonds for the acquisition and betterment of school sites and facilities. That question passed on a vote of 289 to 234. Breckenridge voters said yes to a $58 million plan to modernize and consolidate the city's public schools. The approved referendum will fund a major addition and renovations to Breckenridge High School, including construction of a new elementary wing, auditorium, and gym, as well as upgrades to athletic fields. It also includes a $600,000 capital projects levy to maintain programs, technology, buses, and curriculum. The referendum passed on a vote of 774 to 330. The Rothsay Public School District's referendum failed in a vote of 103 to 150. The question asked whether or not to increase the district's general education revenue by $1,300 a pupil for the next 10 years. The Wadena Deer Creek School District also saw an overall no vote for its referendum that would have replaced a previous general education revenue increase with another more expensive one. That vote failed 579 to 1,335. This has been the Weekly News Recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorial.com, memorials that matter. For KBRFradio.com News, I'm Derek Sidian. Tune in at 5 o'clock every Friday afternoon on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app to stay up to date with local news. Find more stories on KBRFradio.com. Sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.